Wreck-It Ralph was a Disney movie from 2012 that a lot of people loved. People thought Disney was able to do modern stuff well and that they had a very knowledgeable understanding when it came to video games. It's been 9 years since that movie, and a lot of its charm has unfortunately worn off. I still like Wreck-It Ralph 1, just like, not love. It's on the same level as other beloved movies I find just average, like Incredibles 1 and Frozen 1. C tier for all three of them. But with how much praise the first Wreck-It Ralph got, it eventually got a sequel 6 years later called Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Wrecks the Internet. Okay, it's actually really called Ralph Breaks the Internet. And this movie just basically blows the first one out of the water. It's my third favorite Disney sequel, only behind Toy Story 2 and Little Mermaid 2. I did put Ralph Breaks the Internet at number 7 last year in my top 10 best anime movies of the 2010s countdown. And it was tied with Incredibles 2 and Frozen 2. And it would still be there today even if I redid that list. Nothing has changed. I guess Ralph 2 is slightly better than Frozen 2 in terms of a rank list, as well as Incredibles 2. I rewatched Wreck-It Ralph 2 last month to see if it holds up at all. To my surprise, I enjoyed it even more on my most recent rewatch than when I first did seeing this in the theaters. I love how gorgeous that they make the internet. Like, I think this is the best visual looking movie from the Disney canon. The internet is so well designed, I wish that the real life internet looked like this. Not like the current boring white internet that we all facing in today's world on every website. Including this Google Doc that I am writing on. It's just a white boring paper with a white boring background. Ralph uses a lot of pretty blues. It's not like Moana where we see a blue ocean that's one or two colors and then done. No, the blues here are all different. Take the Twitter birds. They are a completely different blue than the buildings or the sky. Everything is a visual masterpiece that you can find in an art book. And I love the new characters like Shank and Spamley. Especially Spamley. Spamley is my favorite character in the movie.
Back off, Papa. Right this way, guys.
Dang, Papa Buckus. Why's everybody gotta be so mean?
They made me feel sympathetic for a pop-up ad. One of the most annoying things on the internet. That's admirable. Speaking of admirable, today is September 12th, aka National Video Game Day. And I thought that reviewing this movie would fit perfectly. Sure, it's on the internet and technically not a video game, but it stars two video game characters. And one major point in the movie takes place in an online video game. So, I think this movie counts for a Video Game Day. As a bonus, since I saw this with my best friend YoJax10 in theaters, I thought we could review this together since we both have a special love for this film.
Hey, Rebecca!
Ready to review this amazing sequel?
Yes, I am. This movie is pretty much perfect. I can't think of really anything wrong with this movie.
Can I help you?
I'm Bill Inadequate!
Bill Inadequate? Jack, who is this guy?
Oh my god. He's some loser on the internet that follows me constantly because he hates the fact that I love this movie.
Oh, you mean the guy that hate you for not liking Sing?
No, because that guy at least made a name for himself. Oh, come on, everybody loves me. The first Wreck-It Ralph is a Jesus movie!
Jesus movie?
Yes, because the first film was perfect, and my Lord and Savior! Praise the Lord, don't wreck it.
Can you accept different opinions? Like, for example, I love the MLP episode Fame and Misfortune despite the creator not liking it. I like it because it's funny and I love the certain jabs at bad bronies in the brony community, and the song I found inspiring to me. But I'm fine with other people not liking it because they can have their reasons.
Nope! My opinion is flat and that's final!
Okay, this is gonna be a bit.
But dude, what about a review on this movie together?
That's gonna be put on hold. We gotta deal with this nutcake first.
Nutcake? You want a real nutcake? Look at Ralph and his 20 lumps of Vanellope. That makes him a pedophile. Pedophile, yeah, pedophile, that's right.
Oh boy, here we go. You know, I've been doing a lot of research this year on various things, not just in animation but in speech, and one thing that you should not do is assume something is pedophilia when it is not. Like I said that Rarity doing this thing in Pony Life was pedophilia.
I am Rarity, mother of dragons.
It's not. It's just a dumb Game of Thrones joke. That was my mistake! And it's the same thing here. Pedophilia is something like the worst movie ever, Cuties, because that's a movie that uses real children and uses them in both an uncomfortable and sexual manner.
I think those two are the same thing.
Yeah, true that. And not once does that movie think that what it's doing is wrong. In Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph doesn't get that clingy, and when he does, say with the clones,
Friend,
The movie realizes that it's wrong. It's kind of the same thing with Rarity from the MLP episode Dragon Drop. Both her and Ralph are treated in the wrong and need to fix their mistake.
I am truly sorry.
I'm not gonna act like everyone likes this episode or this era of the show. Hi, Jack.
Yeah.
But if both this movie and that MLP episode saw the two R's in the right, then that would be a bad message. But no, both have to learn that what they're doing is wrong and need to get their act together. Ralph does it slightly better, mostly because there's more jokes to it, but I think they both pulled them off pretty well. They each get a thumbs up from me.
But don't you think it's wrong for an adult to sexually love a child?
Yes, but Ralph at no point in this movie, does that? Is this what people really see?
Well, maybe, but that doesn't mean that Vanellope is much better.
What's wrong with Vanellope?
She went turbo. Yeah.
Turbo?
Yeah, she ditched her game.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure to go to the internet.
Well, there's probably a reason that she had to go on the internet.
Well, yeah, it's her and Ralph's fault.
How so?
They goofed off during work hours, went against the player's will, and tossed the game to go broke.
Do you think that maybe they weren't trying this and that they were trying to have fun and not put people out of work and make thousands homeless?
But they still made them homeless. It ain't funny like what Randy did in South Park.
Oh, you mean that character assassination when Randy created COVID and basically is the reason why millions of people died in the real world and had no sympathy?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't bother with that awful abuser. I mean, Ralph actually fixes the problem that he created. Also, Vanellope still defends him through all of this.
What did you do, Ralph?
Nothing.
Leave him alone, he was just trying to make the game more exciting.
Yeah.
See, it's not just Ralph's issue.
But what about the Sugar Rush people? Should they be mad?
Yes, they should.
Huh?
Losing your home and getting mad is the right thing to do. But when it comes down to it, it's all about execution. I actually felt this way when Starlight sold Trixie's home and Road to Friendship.
I gave away my wagon and my best friend.
Yeah, Trixie has the right to be mad, but why I didn't get fully mad at Starlight is because 1, she suffered, and 2, she fixed the mistake that she caused and apologized.
Trixie, I came back to apologize. I should never have traded away the wagon.
And we then see Trixie forgive her.
I don't think I could have stood one more second on the road. At a certain point, I don't even like traveling with myself.
Where are you going with this?
It's how I feel with the people from Wreck-It Ralph 2. There's a part where Ralph tries to make Vanellope have a fun time in this game, but she wants to fix her game. So what does Ralph do? Well, go to the bar first, but what Ralph then does is tell Vanellope that they're going on the internet to fix her game.
Start churning butter. We're about to blast off.
What are you even talking about?
Oh, we're going to the internet.
Ralph and Vanellope need to go on the internet to get a steering wheel so that way Vanellope can still have a game.
But then Vanellope knows Turbo.
What is Turbo?
You asked this earlier, it's when a character jumps games.
Is it?
Yes!
Well, you're wrong.
What? How?
Going Turbo isn't jumping games. It isn't even abandoning your game and going on the internet. Going Turbo to me is when a character goes into a different game and ruins it for their own selfish needs. You see this happen in the first movie. Turbo himself ruined a different racing game because it got more popular than his own game. He took over Sugar Rush because he wanted to star in that game.
I did not reprogram this world to let you and that Holocaust riddled warthog take it away from me!
Turbo is doing an evil action. Evil to me is doing it for selfish reasons. Turbo never came to terms with his own problems, which is why he was evil in the first movie alone and why he deserved to die. In Wreck-It Ralph 2, both Vanellope and Ralph leave their own games to go on the internet. Why? To fix Vanellope's game. They don't abandon it, they're just going on the internet to fix his mistake.
Well, Vanellope is still doing Turbo.
They're mistakes. I meant that. And she is not going Turbo.
What about the fact that she abandoned Sugar Rush?
Don't you know that she feels regret doing so?
Not to mention, everyone else in the movie forgives them.
Well, how about her selfish wants of wanting to leave Sugar Rush?
Well, she can.
How?
1, this movie states it.
You were gonna ditch everybody and abandon Sugar Rush.
Oh, please, I'm one of 16 racers. They'd never miss me.
And 2, the game survived many years without her. Yes, we do see some kids at the beginning of this movie really loving her, but what are the odds that the game is actually popular? Mr. Litwack even says,
How much? That's more than this game makes in a year.
so that's a sign that it might not work.
Let's go to the other machine!
Other machine? Jack, what's he talking about?
In the first movie, if you look closely, there are actually 2 Sugar Rush machines.
Oh.
Why couldn't they just use that one?
I think I know the answer?
You do? Yeah, Joe?
Yeah, because of this line.
It might be time to sell Sugar Rush for parts.
Sugar Rush is not a profitable game. It doesn't even make $200 a year. That's bad for every business. That's probably why the first one had to be sold for parts, to make more money for the arcade.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. Ah! What happened?
I think Bill Inadequate agreed with me, and then he got smaller?
Hey, why am I saying nice fucking things? This is wrong for me!
Oh, I see.
What?
Don't you see? This troll can be defeated with criticism.
Huh?
All we have to do to win is to come up with good defenses when Ralph breaks the internet.
Oh, I can do it. And that reminds me. Why is it called Ralph Breaks the Internet? Why is it called Ralph Wrecks the Internet? Wouldn't it make more sense if he sees the wrecking guy?
I guess. Though, to be fair, the trailers for this did give an answer.
Shouldn't it be Ralph Wrecks the Internet?
Yeah, since he is Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, but break the internet, it's like a thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think so too. What the? How did that make sense?
Sometimes the more marketable solution is the better answer.
And it rolls off the tongue more. Are you two always this stupid?
Why, yes we are. Jump!
No, I can't take this!
I see that driving you insane also shrinks you.
Then I need to step up my game.
And how may you do that?
This film is ugly.
Ugly?
You gotta be kidding me. What do you mean this film is ugly?
Everything is white. It's just a bunch of corporation loaders smashed in with a live-action giant. It uses a city sound called corporate minimalism, where everything is overstimulated and becomes white, like in the real world. It all feels like sludge. It's ugly as shit. I mean, give the Emoji Movie this. That at least had bright colors and Candy Crush.
You think the Emoji Movie is better?
Honestly, this is probably one of the most detailed-looking Disney films I've ever seen. Every time I rewatch this film, I notice something I didn't pick up on a previous watching. And all the videos you see in the background, those are all animated. Yes, you heard that right. Every popular video you see in this movie is all original animation from the Walt Disney Animation Studio. It's not like the Emoji Movie or the Mitchells vs. the Machines, where they use live-action popular videos and pander to the audience.
Uh-oh.
Don't tell me. People are angry that I didn't like the Mitchells vs. the Machines.
Yep.
Should I expect flame comments?
Most likely.
Bring it on.
Later.
Huh. A lot of people are respecting of my opinion. Thanks, guys. Your opinion is garbage! I spoke too soon.
When I first saw this movie, I too thought they were just copy-paste live-action jokes like the Emoji Movie. But no, it's all original animations.
Huh. Draw you up for how pretty it is. This animation has no life. Well, tell that to my art book! What the art book?
Behold!
This art book contains a lot of material from the movie.
Over 100 pages!
It's more than just a movie. Most of it is behind the scenes material that went into working to the film, and a bunch of stuff that was out. For example, there was a villain originally named Bev, or built to eradicate viruses. She was a Western-light lady that was originally part of an anti-virus group. And she was originally gonna kill Ralph because she thought that Ralph himself was a virus.
The colors in this book pop!
The artist talked about how they made each scene look as differently as possible, making everything pop out at the same time.
So many machines!
Yeah, this movie had a lot of unused machines. Like the USB drive was gonna be the car at first. And there's this helicopter that looks like a tank. I call it hell of a tank.
We even have an excerpt that we want to read to you from the creators themselves on this film. Hey, we have to write this forward.
When?
2 days ago.
What's this supposed to be about?
Why we wanted to make this movie, etc. So, why did you?
I needed the money.
You realize this is going to be in the book?
I was kidding, jeez. Sarcasm sure gets lost in text, doesn't it?
Apparently. Anywho, sequels are so often terrible. Do you remember how we decided to do this one?
I remember when we first started talking about this, we knew we wanted to send Ralph and Vanellope to the internet. Visualizing the world of the internet was exciting to me from the get-go. It's never really been done in film, at least not on this scale. When production designer Corey Loftus and art director Matthias Lettner and Amy Thompson first started showing us images of what the internet might look like in this movie, I was blown away. The work they did and the hundreds of artists working on this film did to make the internet feel like a real world is nothing short of a miracle. So having that as the backdrop where our story takes place was a big part of the appeal to me.
Agreed, but saying you want to make a movie about the internet is like saying you want to make a movie about New York City. There are millions of stories that could be told, so it took a long time to come up with the right story.
True. At first we were only thinking of the internet as a way to expand Ralph and Vanellope's world beyond the arcade. The idea got much juicier when we realized that it also had to be a place that would really test their friendship and make things especially difficult for Ralph.
For me, once we started thinking of Litwalk's arcade as a small town and the internet as a big city, I had my way into the story emotionally. I grew up in a small town in Wisconsin, and eventually I left for the big city. I lived in New York and Los Angeles for almost 20 years. So I started thinking about my relationship to the town where I grew up and the friends I knew there, many of whom still live there. Just because I left for something different and some of my friends decided to stay doesn't mean that we aren't still friends. We are, despite the fact that our lives are very different. As a new character in the film says to Vanellope, friendships change, and in the good ones grow stronger because of it. That's the essence of this movie to me.
Cool. So I guess we should write this forward now.
I think we just did.
So what? It just means that they wasted more time on dated memes.
Aw, come on. The communist movie is really
No,
good.
it's not. This movie opens up with a burp-off and a conversation about Zangief waxing.
I think I got one in the chamber.
Ew, gross.
Look at the guy. He looks like a Yeti.
I don't know. Look at those two very specific tuffets of shin hair poking out of his boots.
I didn't mind it. Additionally, the movie opens up with a heartwarming scene.
I got a best friend who just happens to be the coolest kid in the whole arcade.
Aw, thanks, pal.
And it is showing them bonding. Sometimes friends do immature things by themselves. And when handled by the right writers, it can be legit charming. Where the Loud House movie, meanwhile, has dookie jokes just because farts. But the Loud House is the best Nick show ever because it's got gays!
Oh please, that's like saying that the Owl House is the best Disney cartoon ever because the main characters are in a LGBT relationship with each other.
But it is! How could you say it? That's not!
I did a whole video on that earlier this month. I don't need to talk about it again.
Well, I know one thing that makes Ralph garbage.
And what may that be?
He lets loose a virus on the internet!
Insecurity detected. Distributing insecurity.
Do you think that Ralph maybe didn't try to do that? After all he wanted to do was to make Vanellope's game slower, not destroy it.
My cousin Gordon told me that you wanted to crash it.
Crash it? No. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
And when Ralph made that fuck up, he tells the truth right away.
I might have sorta put a harmless little virus in the game.
And what makes that scene better is that it's got one of the best Act 2 breakups ever.
Why would I ever spend another second with you after what you did?
No!
It's not 10 minutes long like the MLP movie's Act 2 breakup. It's not pointless like the Boss Babies breakup. Ralph Breaks the Internet's Act 2 breakup is short and sweet. Hell, it's so short that recently both Rebecca and I timed how long this took. We were surprised that it was half the length of the Act 2 breakup in the original.
If Ralph waited until he and Vanellope got back to Sugar Rush to tell her the truth, yeah, he would be a dick. But he doesn't. He tells the truth right away.
Well, how about that stupid Stan Lee joke? What? Yeah, Stan Lee just makes a stupid random cameo.
No, that's not a stupid random cameo. If you want stupid random cameos of Stan Lee, look no further than Stan Lee's Superhero Kindergarten. Which I'll rip apart next year. I can't wait to rip that one apart.
It may just be me, but even though it's a silent animated cameo, I like to think that Stan Lee had some input on this. Like one of the crew members asked, how would you react if Vanellope running by you? And he made that exact reaction for them. We still miss you, Stan Lee. That could make sense. No!
Heh, you're the same height as us.
Well, at least to you, I'm a pony.
On all fours, you'd be the same.
True. Stan Lee is awesome. No! Dumb! Well, that's what you get for being a jerk.
Can you go, Bill? I don't think there's really anything that you could say to convince us to change our minds.
I'm going to the death. If you guys can't give me enough good reasons why this movie's amazing, I'll kill you both.
And if we can?
Then I'll shrink so small that you can squish me. And then get rid of me.
Both?
Both.
Both is good.
Huh?
We accept.
Alright, I'm ending this. And I release my trap card. What's a trap card?
It's a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to stop opponents.
Ah.
And what is your trap card, Bill?
This! Felix and Calhoun do nothing!
Huh? What do you mean nothing?
Well, early in the movie, they set up a subplot, and it goes nowhere!
You're looking to spice things up, but trust me, adopting 15 children is the wrong kind of spice. Those things are basically feral.
Felix and Calhoun adopt all 15 Sugar Rush kids. They set it up as the main subplot of this movie, and they even have Felix go down to Temperance to talk about his problems to Ralph. Ralph offers a drink.
Hey, listen, this one was supposed to be for Vanellope. I guess you can have it. Doesn't look like she's coming.
Oh, that! Yeah, it's perfectly funny to me.
Yeah! What?
Who cares if they're not really in this?
But, they were really big characters in the first film!
And so was King Candy. Just because a character was big in the first film doesn't mean that they're gonna be big in the sequel.
To be fair, these guys were gonna be in the sequel. A lot more, in fact. But their plot was cut. Aha!
And now he's back to my height.
I'll fix this. Hey, Bill! Gosh. Did you at least like the idea of Felix and Calhoun adopting the kids? Yes? No!
You're so small, it's getting hard to see you.
But how can you two like the results?
Because it leads up to a funny joke near the end of the movie.
How on earth did you tame those things?
It's simple, Serge. The key to parenting is...
What about the viral videos that are stupid?
We already went through this. Every single parody isn't dragged and copy-pasted from the internet. It's all original animations.
And they're all funny jokes. I love the Bob Ross parody. And the bees joke.
No, not the bees!
Not that. The message.
The message?
You know, the hey kids, you can make viral videos today easily and make thousands of dollars.
How exactly is that the message of this movie?
Do you think kids are really gonna do that?
Legally, no, because you have to be at least 13 years old to make videos on the internet. But I just see it as the people behind this movie having a good time.
You expect to make $27K in a day on YouTube?
Ironically enough, that's how much I made on this platform in my whole career. And yet, Ralph just made that in a day.
Doesn't that piss you off?
No.
Why not? Don't you want $27K per day?
Oh, who wouldn't? But I don't mind because it's plot relevant and funny.
Well, it's not realistic. It makes the people behind the movie don't know how the internet works.
Yes, because we were asking for realism on a movie about the internet starring two fictional video game characters. To be fair, I've heard a lot of critics complain about this, the most infamous one being Shifferless. While he's one of my favorite channels as stayed in my cartoon community tier list a couple months ago, his Wreck-It Ralph 2 review was always my least favorite video from him. Like him calling Disney a giant corporation and how their greatness is the exception, not the norm.
It's true.
We'll deal with that later. You could somehow make this much in a day, but it is very rare. But it can be done. Look at the YouTuber Plantados. He had less subs than me at the start of this year. Now he has over 1 million subscribers. And that's all to his Friday Night Funkin' videos.
If that is true, Wreck-It Ralph 2 ain't realistic.
Most films that are for kids aren't that realistic. They star fictional characters. Realism doesn't have to apply all the time. Ah yes, Toy Story 1 is a garbage movie because Buzz is not in character and he thinks he's real despite him holding still during Andy's playtime. And the only time that toys have ever shown themselves to humans was to break the rules to free other toys from Sid.
So play nice.
Hey, that's not the same.
Isn't it? That's what I get when people complain about Ralph getting famous so fast. May I remind you that Ralph is being helped by the head algorithm? Yes? If the head algorithm is helping out Ralph, it should be expected that Ralph be able to get this rich fast. Movie plots often have to make up fantasies to make your story interesting. What you do on a daily basis normally would probably make for a boring movie. In fiction, you could create some liberties and go all the way that you want. Do you save the world on a normal daily basis? No, you don't. That's where these movies come in. They can escape realism and have fun. Why would I want to watch real life in my entertainment? The real world is not that much fun. It can be fun, but it will never get as fantastical as things that you could do in film. I mean, this film makes the internet feel like a utopia, to the point that I wish that the internet was this good. I'd rather the internet be a place that I can have fun exploring like this, and those avatars make everything all the more fun.
But what about everyone loving Ralph and Vanellope? Or that office with no work done?
Oh, like you never goofed off at the workplace. Back when I had my job, and I'm currently looking for a new one since the company moved, I goofed off all the time. But I still got my job done, but what I like to do is have some fun.
Since when did Disney ever care about fun?
When Walt started drawing, that's when.
Doesn't it bother you that this film is such a conglomeration of everything Disney owns? From LucasArts to Pixar, Jim Henson and Marvel? Anything else I missed? Hell, this film came out a year later. They were probably at The Simpsons since they acquired, but this is production for Christ's sake. This film is nothing more than a sellout.
Oh, this again?
You want to fill this out, Jack?
Yes, I see this more as a celebration rather than a sellout. It's taking what they own and or what they created and putting them together, letting loose all sorts of fun possibilities. It works in the same way Space Jam: A New Legacy did. When the Looney Tunes are in the DC world or the Mad Max world, or even when all the characters come together. It's not saying, oh, look at all the properties we own. They take advantage of the different franchises clashing and has a ball with it.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
I still have one trick up my sleeve to make me win.
What?
Take that! People only really care about this film for the Disney princesses and nothing else.
Really? Is that it?
Yes, that's all people will defend about this film, then realize that the rest is shit.
The Disney princesses are the best part of the film. Not gonna lie, this was my personal Avengers. I grew up with a lot of these characters. I admired their kindness, optimism, and how they never give up standing for themselves or just doing what's right, especially in the faces of prejudice. I saw them as good feminism icons, and yes, Snow White is also one despite what people say. She's Steven Spielberg's favorite for a reason. And yeah, it applies good here too. They don't say Ralph just because to shove feminism down the audience's throats, they do it because it's the right thing to do.
And the only time that it's true for these princesses on their feminism bullshit are their live action remakes.
Later.
I will do as you wish. That was pointless.
The princesses scene isn't the only good part of the film.
So you're saying that if it only starred them, it wouldn't be as good?
Funny that you mention that. There has been talks from Rich Moore and Phil Johnson of them wanting to make a spin-off movie of this film starring the princesses. You can even use inspiration from the Pocket Princesses. These are a series of funny sketches created by artist Amy Meberson that envisions the Disney princesses living together. Its comedy is sort of like in the style of SpongeBob SquarePants and The Simpsons, which would fit great especially for Rich Moore. He used to work on the latter, directing my two favorite episodes of the whole show. You can also use inspiration from another book I own.
Oh boy, another book!
Also created by Amy Meberson, these stories all center on the Disney princesses except in their canon universes. I highly recommend reading them for those who are fans of comedy and Disney. Also Disney, please let Amy Meberson make an actual Pocket Princesses comic. She deserves it.
Then why is it the only scene that people talk about?
Ignoring the fact that we waited this long to talk about, one time, Jack and I had a casual conversation about this movie. We talked about it for a good 15 minutes out of random, and yet we didn't get to talk about the Disney princesses until 10 minutes into our conversation.
Intentionally?
No, just out of random. We were surprised that we managed to talk about so much good stuff about this film before even talking about, oh my Disney! By the way, my princess is Ariel.
Mine is Snow White.
Wait, you took that quiz?
Of course we did. My favorite princess is Snow White, but I still love that I got Ariel.
Mine is Belle, but I'm still glad I got Snow White.
Ariel is my second favorite.
You guys are the problems with critics.
And you're not? All you do is soak the fun out of these films. All we do is have a good time.
Sure, we may have unpopular opinions like being neutral or negative on things like The Owl House or The Mitchells vs. the Machines.
But we think there's great things that are overlooked in animation like The Patrick Star Show, which is my favorite cartoon of the decade.
And Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't see a lot of people talking about that, despite how amazing it is.
Truly an underrated film. Batman eats pizza. How can you go wrong with that?
What can you even say about the Oh My Disney that's good?
Well, I got one, and this may sound obscure, but I love the soup.
The soup?
Yeah. This little bit was actually meant to be a reference to a deleted song from Snow White, where the dwarfs eat the dinner Snow White prepared for them. The whole sequence was animated by Walt Kimmel, but had to be cut because of story issues. But don't worry, Walt made it up to him for having him animate Jiminy Cricket.
Huh, I did not know that.
But the Iron Groot has gotta be running to the ground.
Yes and no.
Yes and no?
Yes, the joke can be viewed as run into the ground, but not for here because I think it's funny.
What I love is even though the guy at first seems happy after his long question, he goes right back to frowning.
Anything else?
I love the stormtroopers. I think they're a fun bonus.
You're coming with us, kid. She's getting away.
Oh, the song!
Oh yeah, the Slaughter Race parody.
It's after the Disney princess bit where they advise her about when she gets to sing about her dreams. And at the moment she least expected, she does. And it's a really catchy number. I mean, what else can you expect when bringing back the legendary Alan Menken to work on this tune? The grand showstopper feeling with the dark and gritty details of the game makes it feel like something out of the South Park movie. And even though Sarah Silverman's voice isn't the best for singing, she had the charm, energy, and wit to make it a ton of fun to listen to.
Isn't it odd that they just reused the models from things like Frozen and Tangled for this?
It's actually not the same model.
It's not?
You see, they actually look more cartoonier here than their original counterparts. I guess for design purposes, they wanted them to stand out in this film and not be compared to the original sources.
Oh, I see the difference now.
Or even the trailer scene added into the credits.
There was a scene in the trailer that wasn't in the movie, and that makes me sad.
Yes, as if this wasn't meta enough, they pointed out that the trailer scene wasn't in the movie and put it during the credits. I have never seen another film do that.
Pancake, 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 pancake.
The bunny gets the pancake.
But you two are forgetting the most important details. Like the stupid ending.
Ending?
It doesn't make sense at all. Wouldn't people be wondering where Vanellope is after she disappeared from Sugar Rush to go into Slaughter Race?
Okay, you got a point.
I'll admit, it is a bit odd how nobody would question why Vanellope isn't in Sugar Rush anymore.
Yeah, not gonna lie, there's an issue that I have myself.
Wait, you agree with me? I thought you said this movie was perfect.
I said I love Wreck-It Ralph 2. I didn't say it was perfect. No film is perfect. No movie is without sin. That's a problem with this movie. How did Felix take care of Ralph's game when he is gone? Especially since the first movie proved that Felix can't do that. But I can let it slide. Almost every film has at least one plot hole in it. I never really care if the film has plot holes.
Me neither. As long as the movie is fun, who cares if it doesn't make sense?
Ha! I'm right as usual! The first film is a Jesus film! Don't erect it, my Lord and Savior.
However, the first film doesn't get off scot-free either. Huh? Does it make sense for nobody to question why Vanellope wasn't in there at first? Where does King Candy guy come from? And why would he take everyone's memories but still tell Sour Bill for some reason?
But, okay, that's a flaw, but the rest of the movie's so good that I don't care.
And that's what matters. Because not every film is perfect, not even the sequel. But honestly, the rest of the film is so much fun that I don't mind if it has a little problem. And you didn't even praise the first film even though there's a flaw. You don't always have to love a film to get every detail right. You can sometimes enjoy it when having a great experience in spite of flaws. Because it all counts on enjoyment, the great time you have when watching it.
No, this can't be right at all. What about the Rick Roll reference? It's cringy!
Not even acknowledging that it made sense as Frozen 2 came after this movie and it was a great way to fool people while also feeling like the original song seamlessly?
Yeah, in case you're wondering why we're praising it for detail and laughing at it, let us explain to you.
That's comedy!
Hee hee, I squished him like I was a giantess.
2 times in the review we referenced We're Back. Weird.
Alright, Jack, now that we got rid of that awful snob, let's start our review!
Alright, and the first thing that I love to say about the movie is that... Dude, that was your best review ever!
Thanks! It would have been even better if the audience could hear it.
No, they couldn't! It was just too epic!
If only they could see what this was!
I don't think it handled the insanity! Woohoo!
Star Giant Productions, out.
Yoda Jets 10, out.